Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we explored the origins and definition of philosophy across Greek, Indian and Chinese tradition. Today, we will take the next step understanding the characteristics of philosophy, in other words, what makes philosophy unique compared to other forms of knowledge. Why study characteristics? Before we begin, let's ask why is it important to know characteristics of philosophy? Here is why. Science, religion and even common sense also claim to explain life. But philosophy is distinct. It has its own method, purpose and nature. By identifying its features, we will see how philosophy stands apart and why it matters for research ethics. First characteristic number one. First, philosophy is rational. It does not rely on blind faith or authority alone. Instead, it relies on a reason. Philosophers always ask for logical justification. For example, Socrates encouraged questioning through dialogue, asking why until the truth becomes clear. Similarly, in research, we must justify our findings with evidence, not just opinions. So, the rational character of philosophy makes it the backbone of critical thinking. Second, critical and analytical. This is the second important of philosophical characteristic. Philosophy does not just accept what is given, it challenges assumptions. For example, when someone says morality is absolute, a philosopher will ask why, who decides, can morality change with context? Similarly, in science, researchers must analyze data critically rather than just reporting it. Philosophy teaches us to break down problems into smaller questions and analyze each part systematically. Third, philosophy is universal. The questions it asks are not limited to one culture, one country or one time. Whether in Greece, India, China, humans have always asked about truth, reality and ethics. Even today, issues like artificial intelligence, climate change and genetic engineering bring up philosophical debates that are relevant globally. So, philosophy universally makes it timeless and borderless. Philosophy doesn't just describe reality, it also guides how we should live. For example, ethics tells us what is right and wrong. Political philosophy suggests how society should be governed. Philosophy prescribes values such as justice, truth, fairness and equality. This is especially important in research ethics. Philosophy helps us decide what researchers ought to do, not just what they can do. The fifth important characteristic, dynamic and evolving. Philosophy is not static, it changes as human knowledge expands. In ancient times, philosophy explained the cosmos through metaphysics. Later, it gave rise to sciences like physics, chemistry, psychology. Today, it adapts to modern issues like data privacy, AI ethics and bioengineering. Thus, philosophy is always relevant because it evolves with society and technology. Sixth aspect, another key feature is that philosophy is integrative. Science often studies parts of reality separately. Physics studies matter, biology studies life, psychology studies mind. Philosophy integrates all of these to ask how do these parts connect, what is the meaning of the whole. It provides a holistic perspective connecting facts with values, knowledge with action. Now, let's connect these characteristics back to research. That is the very important matter. Rational, research must be logical and evidence-based. Critical, researchers must analyze, not just report. Universal, ethics applies to all research across borders. Normative ethics, research must not only be accurate but also responsible. Dynamic, ethical guidelines must evolve with new technologies. Integrative, research should connect knowledge with social responsibility. So, philosophy shapes the mindset of a responsible researcher. To summarize, philosophy is rational, critical, universal, normative, dynamic and integrative. These characteristics distinguish it from other disciplines. They also make it the foundation of research ethics. In the next unit, we will compare common sense with philosophy and see why philosophy goes far beyond everyday reasoning. Thank you for being part of this session. As you reflect on today's discussion, try this exercise. Pick a research problem in your field and ask yourself, am I approaching this like common sense or am I applying philosophical reasoning? You will see the difference. I will see you in the next lecture, Common Sense on Philosophy. Bye-bye.